Welcome back. You're in part 2 now of this amazing. I can't really say it was an amazing presentation because I did it, but a relatively good, well, above average presentation I did on the business of online retail for an amazing charity called Work Avenue, which helps people get into employment. I'll put a link in the description. So we're talking about the conversion optimization, what products to get, what niches, traffic. So if you want to watch the part 1 of this video, well, here you go. Here's a card. You can click on the card, but I'll also put a link in the description. And we're now going to watch part 2. Are you ready?
So should we talk about a bit of traffic? So my favorite traffic source is shopping ads, Google and Bing. And you're probably thinking, well, Bing, isn't that like 1990s? Well, it is 1990s, but it converts really well and for a very low price. And the reason being, in lots of corporate offices, the IT is all run on Microsoft. So when these people in their offices go on to, the internet, Bing is their default search engine. So you won't get the same amount of traffic as Google, but you will get cheaper conversions.
Cheaper conversions.
Mate, and leave out Bing. And not many people are doing Bing. They're all on Google.
Therefore, less competition.
Shopping ads show the product. If you've got free shipping, it covers free shipping real estate. If you've got promotions on any time, and also it can do things like, what's the last one? Oh, reviews, that's right. So if you've got good...
You finally got there, reviews. Well done, Craig.
Reviews on your store, the little stars come up below. So this all helps build trust when people are clicking onto your product. After Google shopping ads, I would say text ads.
All intent based, people are actively looking for your product.
So the standard ads that come up in Google search. And then, because these are intent-based traffic, after that you've got where you're interrupting people. So that's like YouTube, in-stream ads, that's like Facebook ads. So basically on Facebook ads, you're scrolling down and all of a sudden you see your product and you're interrupting them. They're not
you see a product, not your own product.
They're not looking to buy at that time. So it's a completely different strategy. With those, you've got to make sure that your creative's right more than anything else. It's all about creative, and it's all about the funnel in terms of, okay, they've seen it, they've clicked on it, their boss has just come over, they've clicked off again, so how are they going to find you again? So a nice little strategy there that you could use is use Facebook ads for awareness, so you're not necessarily looking for the sell, but make sure you follow that up with your Google shopping and text ads. Because what happens is people look on Facebook, okay, their boss has come over, they've gone down, and then they've gone home and they're on their computer and they're thinking, what's that thing called again? And where do they go? They don't go back on Facebook, they go on Google.
All right, you stayed along. Well, you've stayed here long. If you're still watching this video, you're about to get a great little hack, a little tip. What you can do is you can piggyback on other people's traffic. So let's say there's an innovative product or any product and it's getting lots and lots and lots and lots of views, maybe a video or something like that. And you can look at Facebook's ad library, you can spy on these products. What you can then do is you can get that same product, put it on your Shopify store, put up Google shopping ads, Bing shopping ads, and text ads based around that specific product. So what somebody is doing, they're spending the money to generate the awareness for this product on Facebook. And then, like I said in the video, when they're on Facebook and they really shouldn't be because they're at traffic lights or they're at work or their boss is behind them, what then happens is that they'll go onto Google and they'll type it in. And guess what? You can come up because you can bid high on that. I'd say a couple of years ago, we used to use that strategy quite a lot where we would spy on our competitors or spy on other people, see what they're doing. Spy is like a bit of maybe a bad word. We would market research. We would do market research on our competitors, spy, and then we would do this sort of thing. So they'd be spending $1,000 a week grabbing up awareness, and we piggybacked on that and we would scoop up what was left.
Facebook isn't as powerful for I would say for cold direct sell traffic as it used to be, but there's still a place for it. And of course YouTube stream ads as well, where it's the little ad that comes up, the 5 seconds, you can skip after 5 seconds. So if you're selling lighting and for example somebody's on YouTube looking at different lighting ideas or house ideas, your ad can appear there, and you don't get charged if they skip your ad. You only get charged if they click on it or the person watches over 30 seconds. So that's quite smart. You can do a lot of things there. Shall I carry on? Any questions?
I got a question. Craig, when are you going to finish?
Anyone want to put any questions into the chat?
Craig, when are you going to have a shave?
Nothing at the moment. Great.
No,
I would actually like just to kind of...
You can always rely on Joe to get my back.
Can you go over again the difference between like a text ad and a Google Ads?
So if you open up Google and you can see product imagery is really different, like what stands out. Does that say price drop on one of them?
Okay, so what I was basically, I just skipped a minute, but what I was saying to Kim was to put in lights. Now you can see it says promotion here. So it draws your eye, right? So you can do a promotion using the Google Merchant Center, and then a day you could always do this the DFS style where everything's on promotion for 11 months, and then 1 month it's full price. Okay, you can see here we've got the reviews, so there are review apps, especially Shopify. One's Luke's, I think one's Stamps.io, which can sync with Google Shopping in order to get the legitimate, genuine stars, which obviously you can see. It gives more real estate. And going back on that promotion thing, I've noticed here as well, you've got a special offer. So there are things you can do, including product imagery, to make your shopping ad stand out.
So you can do little things. There are Google Shopping hacks that you can do in order to draw the viewer in.
Should have watched the video.
Can you
first.
see that it says 2 ads below those? Can you see that they're text ads? Can you see those two? It says ad.
Yeah.
So they're text ads, and below that is the organic rankings. Now, if you can do organic SEO, it's the you're golden, but it's not
Golden
so easy.
ticket is the word I was
It takes a long time, but it's possible, of course. So that's the difference between text ads and Google ads.
So Made has paid to be there basically, whereas Argos and IKEA are doing search engine
That's correct,
optimization.
So yes, Argos is the first one, IKEA is the and obviously they've got huge domain.
Authority is the word I was looking for. Domain authority.
Companies that domain's been around, so that's why they're ranking so well.
Thanks, Craig. I think that's it certainly explains it to me, and I hope it explains it to everybody else.
Nadia said, what about Instagram?
Yeah, of course. So Facebook owns Instagram, Facebook ads. I mean Instagram in that as well, because they're all part of the placements, even WhatsApp as well. With Instagram, it depends on who your demographic is, but if it's a younger audience, then yeah, absolutely you can advertise on that. You can go down the whole influencer route as well, where you contact people to promote your product and you cut a deal with them. You either just pay them outright or you give them a commission on the sales. People buy people, we forget that, right? We really do forget that. And if you were to send, you think, oh, this influencer is never ever going to promote my product. If you recorded a 30-second video just saying, let's pretend Kim's an influencer. Hi Kim, I love, your channel on how to tidy up houses. I've learned a lot about it. It's really fantastic. We've just launched a really lovely, minimalistic product that I think would fit for your customers, your viewers. Would you mind promoting it? I'm happy to send it for you and you can keep it, of course, or if you want a commission, you say what you want. If you do a little video like that, personalized, people will buy into that. That's how you get answers rather than a cold email. I'm emailing you from Kim's cleaning company and would you mind doing, would you do it? You're not going to get a result when they've got 100 other people emailing them the same thing every day. So video is really important.
A little tip here, well, first of all, if you're feeling a bit self-conscious in front of the camera, everybody does, and everybody is, and nobody likes the sound of their own voice. You just have to get over that. But what you could also do, bring your little puppy. This is me and this is Squidge. We love your product. You can play to the heartstrings. Bring your little baby if you've got a little baby. You've got your kids. I could bring my little daughter Sophia. My daughter Sophia loves your channel. Don't upset Sophia. She won't sleep well at night if you don't promote our product. I'm joking, obviously, but it really does work. So you should give it a go. You've got nothing to lose, right? Only to gain. So try that method.
When people have purchased, to say, thanks for purchasing my this is a family-run business, and we're really proud of our bunk beds. They're all handmade, and thanks so much. If you wouldn't mind sharing with your friends on Facebook, we'd really appreciate it. And that generates referrals.
People by people.
As they share the product.
Craig, we've got another question from Alex, which says, I already have a shop on Wix. Is the way to drive traffic the same?
Absolutely, yeah. It doesn't matter what channel you're on.
What shopping platform?
Karen has asked, can you list all the services you've mentioned by category? Well, we'll be sending your video out Anything else that's not in there, we can send out after.
Go on to hartzbrands.com, sign up, it's free, and you'll get all the special information. There you go.
Has asked, do people usually go first to paid or Google ads? I know that I avoid paid ads as they seem more commercial and perhaps not as good a deal, but not really knowledgeable on that.
Yeah, go. Unfortunately, we live in a world where you have to pay to play. That's what it boils down to. If you don't spend money on pay-per-click, buying traffic, you're relying on SEO. So what that basically...
Well, you're relying on SEO and the growth of your own social media. So, you know, you can do it that way, but you can really quicken the process up, and it really doesn't cost a lot. You could have even if you're doing Facebook awareness ads, £1 or £2 a day. And I've got some methods that you can do, $1 a day ads, even on things like YouTube discovery ads. There's a really great method that you can use for $1 or $2 a day to sell products, which I'll do that in another video for sure for you guys.
Basically means is A, do you even know how to do SEO? And B, even if you're brilliant at SEO, it can take 3 to 6 months to show you results. And that's why when you're looking at products and you're looking at niches and you want to do some market research, like what a waste of time if you think, I like this product, everyone else is going to like it. You spent all this time building this site, buying the product, and then it comes to launch and you're all excited, and then 2 months later you haven't made one sale. And it could just be that you're not driving traffic, or it could just be that no one's interested in your product apart from you.
Look, there's a niche for everything, okay? There's a market for everything, there's an audience for everything. How big it is, I don't know. That depends on your product. Can you access this people? It depends on your niche. At the end of the day, if your product is for 100+ people, then it probably wouldn't make sense too much to spend a lot of your ad budget online. You might have to go physically or advertise in mediums in ways that reach these people who are over 100 years old. So maybe I was a bit too, I don't know, not like harsh saying maybe no one likes your product. It's just about finding those people. So don't give up, but you just have to find where these people hang out and provide advertising and marketing in a medium that reaches these people.
So doing those little Facebook hacks, like asking people, would you buy this? Simple as that. Would you wear this? You know, you can do that. You can also ask on Reddit. There's we launched a new brand called the Bare Bones Company, and there's...
Really cool, I'll check it out. I'll put a link in the description for you, thebarebonescompany.com. We
went onto Reddit and we asked the community of Reddit, is this something you'd buy? And that's how you do research. There's a subreddit called streetwear. So if you're in like that kind of apparel niche, people put their products up. Would you buy it? And then sometimes they don't.
Good for market research too.
Do market research.
If there are any follow-up questions to that, let us know. There's a question from Wayne. Is Facebook a good selling platform?
Yes and no. So back in the day, it was brilliant, but there's a lot more competition. They've got this whole kind of new...
When I say back in the day, I'm like 2014 to sort of like 2018, 2019.
With your iOS 15 updates. So with Facebook, you've got to be lucky to drive cold traffic to make profit from the get-go now. In the old days, it was really easy. Now, you might have to test like 20, 30, 40 products.
Or drive traffic to bridging pages. So a bridge page is almost like an advertorial. So you're not going direct to product, you're going to another page, which is kind of like an article. And then obviously if they want to purchase that product, from there they go to your product page.
Find your winner. Now, if you're spending 20 to 50 pounds per test, it adds up. What I would say with Facebook is you use it in a different strategy. So you can use it for getting people's details. So what I mean by that, so you could do a competition, you could run a contest ad, win this lamp, okay, and you only want to do contests specific to your niche and product. If you do win an iPad, you're going to get loads of people entering not interested in your product or business at all. So it's going to be really niche. So then you can do that, and then you can build up your emails and your SMSs, and then there's a whole content.
When I say SMSs, I mean obviously mobile phone numbers that you can send text messages to them, which has a huge open rate. Obviously you have to be respectful with that and follow the right procedures about opting in and opting out. But you know, in terms of mobile phone text messages versus email, text messages are very, very powerful, but you have to be very succinct with your messaging.
This campaign that you could do based off that.
And not annoy them, and make sure you're not selling things, sending messages like in the middle of the night, because that'd be pretty annoying.
What
timing's important.
So if people have come to your site for whichever, whether it's SEO, PPC, Google, Bing, whatever, then you follow them around the web, and that's retargeting. So they go onto Facebook and they see your ad. They go onto CNN and they see your ad. That is what we use Facebook for these days. So market research, awareness campaigns, and retargeting. Not so much direct response marketing. It does work.
It can work.
But you've got to be pretty advanced and sometimes lucky. And you've got to have deep pockets to buy the data.
Or just have a brilliant product. You know, at the end of the day, you can't sell a rubbish product. People think they can, but they can't. So often the product sells itself. And if the product sells itself, then you just have to really focus on the creative in your messaging to make sure you get the pain points over, or what the solution is to the problem.
We've got a follow-on question from your point before from Michelle, which she has said, I'm never interested in the background story or the thanks for buying.
Michelle, come on, we're all humans.
I would avoid adding all that stuff for that reason. Do you believe it to be crucial?
Not crucial, it's nice.
You say potato, I say potato.
Tomato, tomato, Craig.
Was it tomato? Was it tomato, tomato? Everybody's different. Some people want a story. Now, you could argue that you don't have to have that, but you could argue Etsy. Why has Etsy become so massive? Because it's personal products and you're knowing people's stories. You know, on Amazon, you're buying something that's probably just been shipped from China and sitting in a warehouse. You don't know the story. It's personal preference. I'm not going to say that I'm right on that. It's personal preference. It depends how you want to project your brand. And if anyone's purchased the product anyway, what harm does it?
I'm really labouring this point, aren't I?
You know, they're not going to suddenly sell a refund.
All right, Craig, we get it. Move on.
Well, I just wanted to go over some really good conversion hacks to increase your profits. Okay, so let's talk about order bumps. So when you go on your checkout, often there's a little tick box that will be like an order bump. So an order bump could be things like a warranty. So do you want a 6-month or an extra 1-year warranty on this product? These really work. An extra warranty. You could also have things like free shipping thresholds. So if you don't offer free shipping, now we don't want to give the customer any excuse not to buy, but we understand, of course, there's always a toss-up between adding the shipping cost into your product cost and looking unreasonable in your pricing versus charging shipping. But what you can do like a free shipping threshold. So when we look at our data and we look at our back end, and let's say we see that our average order value is £27. So then we can think to ourselves, well, hang on a minute, if we make free shipping over £30, are people going to look around the site and go, well, for an extra £3, I'm going to save £4 on the shipping? And they do. And I'm guilty of doing that myself. It's like if I go onto debenhams.com and it's free shipping over £50 and I'm on £49.98, I'll buy a pair of socks, or I just find something really cheap to take me over to the free shipping.
This is a true story. I bought some shoes on debenhams.com and I was a bit below the free shipping threshold, and I realised that if I bought some socks, they only cost me like £2, so I bought some socks.
So that's a really good idea in order to increase your average order value.
Have you done that?
So
I bet you've done that as well.
Cross sales, which is really important. And then you can also have other things like spend over X amount and get 10% off your next purchase.
Great tactic in order to get the second purchase. And also it can be part of your follow-up sequences. So when you're emailing, texting, WhatsApping, push notification, Facebook messaging, once somebody's purchased, you can use that in your post-purchase flows to get the second purchase or the third purchase?
So again, you look at your data. So if our average order value is £27, we could say spend over £30 and get 30% off your next purchase. So there are kind of little things that you can do to increase your average order value. Post-purchase upsells are by far my favourite. They're really good.
Brilliant.
You can also sell things on there like warranties, as I mentioned, and you can also do shipping bumps as well. So you can do things like priority handling. So you could say to people, for an extra £5, would you like to skip the queue? So if people want the product quickly. So if there's normally a 2 or 3 day handling time, if they pay £5 extra, they skip the queue and it's done that day. And you think people don't do that, but it's crazy.
It's a real winner.
They do. So these are little things of increasing your average order value. In terms of conversion hacks, live chat on your store is huge. A buddy of mine owns a Singer sewing machine website, and he said that the majority, I can't remember the exact figure, but that sales come through live.
And these are high ticket items, bearing in mind, and
so
probably a lot of technical questions, but it does work.
You can use something like Hotjar to record, so you can see what people are doing on the store in real time and recordings, and you can say, oh, why aren't people buying? Why aren't people buying? Or maybe on your product page you haven't answered a question they've got. Maybe it's about the return policy, your shipping policy, which you should, by the way, have on your product pages. So live chat goes a long way. And yeah, you're not going to be on there 24/7, but you could also outsource live chat to, there's a website that we use called onlinejobs.ph, where you can get some really amazing talent in the Philippines.
Super talent.
And that's how we outsource things like customer service, our graphics, our editing, that kind of thing. And have reviews on your page as well. If you have reviews, there are some statistics that people buy based off social proof and reviews. Obviously make sure they're legitimate, but reviews are really important. And as I mentioned, I think the last point, I think it's important having a really good About Us page. And if you look at your data, if you drive a decent level of traffic and you look at your Google Analytics, you'll be surprised that people do actually click on that page.
True.
Fantastic. Craig, we have Saskia has asked, I want to sell my pet products from my physical shop online. Do you think to do it through our website or Amazon?
Right, save time, I'm going to forward 30 seconds, but basically you want to do it on your own website and Amazon. I've just saved you 30 seconds of your life.
eBay would be a really good platform for you to sell.
So I'm not saving you 30 seconds of your life.
Because the reason I'm saying that is they bought frozen products from us via that we sourced on eBay.
Just explaining how we sold some stuff frozen via eBay and it worked.
Says, if I'm not very good on the computer, is it worth paying someone to make the website for me rather than using Shopify, etc.?
No, use Shopify. So Shopify have free themes. It's often very drag and drop. There are some apps on there that help you. Literally, you don't need to know any code. You're like, oh, this looks nice there. I'll put the logo there. I'll put the product image here.
Gem Pages is one. I think Shogun is one. There's quite a few.
And there are so many templates. And if you look at the barebonescompany.com, that's a free template, just so you know.
So the barebonescompany.com, my little plug for one of our stores.
You wanted that very basic. You wanted it to load quickly, no fuss. So you can make some really nice pages with the free ones. So go Shopify, don't do anything else. And also bear in mind, mobile, most product Shopify themes all look the same on mobile anyway. You got product image, you got the add to cart button, so you can do that very cheap. I think Shopify starts at like $29 a month or something like that.
I'll put a link in the video description if you want to check out Shopify as well. So we end with a really, really good question, and in fact I am currently about to launch the video that answers this question, but this was such a good question.
A couple of minutes left. Our last question from Michelle. If you are selling across different platforms, do you have to keep items the same price?
Oh, Michelle. If I was Paul Hollywood, I'd give you the Hollywood handshake, because that was such a good question.
If you're on Google Shopping and you're selling the same product as everyone else, there is a price sensitivity to that, okay? One aspect is you don't have to be the cheapest, and I proved that with my case study. But if you've got lots and lots and lots of traffic, if you're the cheapest, you'll get tons and tons and tons of traffic and sales. And if you do your post-purchase marketing correctly, emails and promotions, you'll make a killing. There though, if you want that strategy, you want to be the cheapest. However, If someone's coming from Facebook, there's no price sensitivity because they're buying on a whim, then you don't have to be the cheapest. So there are some hacks, which I will talk about in another video that I'm going to make, on how you can have the same product but different pricing per traffic source.
Fantastic. Well,
that's a great question.
Well, yeah, we need to go into more detail with you on that at another time, but thank you so much. Craig, that's been really interesting and insightful. I think everyone has agreed that that's been a brilliant presentation.
Okay, so that was the end of my talk. I want to thank Work Avenue for having me. Work Avenue is an amazing charity that helps people get back into employment. Joe and Kim are the business development gurus, mentors, ninjas, whatever you want to call it. They are fantastic. You can make an appointment with them too, and it's free. Check out hartzbrands.com, read all the stuff on the blog, and look at the YouTube channel that I've started, also called Hartz Brands, Hartz Brands. I hope you enjoy this little commentary, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.